Hey Book Dragons, welcome back to my channel. I've got a book tag for you. Let's go. Thank you to my patrons. I really appreciate all you do to support the channel. So I was not tagged in this tag, but I saw Theo from Rekindled Reader and Alex from Tall Guy Reads do this tag, and I thought it sounded fun, and I'm gonna do it for you guys today. But before I do, make sure you like my video and subscribe to my channel and all that good stuff. So the tag I'm going to do today is the Why I Haven't Read These Books tag. I thought it would be a lot of fun, so let's get right to it. The first prompt on this tag is a classic book. And for this one, I chose War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I don't know a whole lot about War and Peace, but it sounds extremely dry to me, and I have no plans to ever read it. You might be shooting daggers at me when you comment on the video, but I just, from what I understand, it's more of a historical fiction. It's such a chunker, and I know the era it comes from, and I just don't really have any desire. So that's why I haven't read that book. The next prompt on this tag is a fiction book. And for this one, I chose Brave New World. I do have plans to eventually read Brave New World. I think I might try the audiobook. If I'm not mistaken, it is part of the Audible member subscription as a free audiobook. So I may do it that way. It is a dystopian novel with heavy philosophical leanings, which I like that type of book. And I'm very much looking forward to read it. I've heard that it is one of those must-reads. Aldous Huxley is a very intriguing figure in history to me, so I'm very interested to see what Brave New World is like. Eventually. It's not high on my priority list, but I'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. So let's go to the next prompt, and that is a nonfiction book. And this is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. I have never had a desire to read this book, to be perfectly honest. There are so many books out on the market that have very similar premises. I mean, the market is just glutted with them, right? So many self-help books, so many habit-forming books out there that I feel like 7 Habits is almost cliche at this point. And maybe I'm wrong. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. Feel free. You won't hurt my feelings. But it just feels like there are probably new and better books out there that talk about the important habits that we need to form to be successful in life. And even that, everyone has different habits that are going to work for them. So, I don't know, my assumption based on what little I know about the book is it prescribes habits that every person should adhere to be more successful in life. And I don't think that's healthy, to be honest. And maybe I'm completely misunderstanding the premise of the book, but that is my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's move on to the next prompt. And that would be a genre book. And so I'm picking something from the fantasy genre because it doesn't specify, right? And this would be Howl's Moving Castle. This has been a book that I have wanted to read for quite a while. The Studio Ghibli movie is one of my favorite movies from Studio Ghibli. And I'm very excited to eventually read the book and see how it's different or similar, see if I enjoy it as much as the movie. I've heard it's just a phenomenal book, and I can't wait to see what it's like. And the final prompt on this list is the book that I've owned for the longest time but have not read yet. And that would be First King of Shannara by Terry Brooks. This is a prequel set before the events of the Sword of Shannara trilogy, and it follows Bremen, who is the lord and master of the Druid Keep and the precursor to Al-Anon. In fact, he was Al-Anon's mentor and master. I've heard so many good things about it. I have owned this for a long time. I'm a huge fan of the Shannara series, even though I have not read the entire thing yet. And this is going to be the next Shannara book I pick up. So hopefully in the future you will hear me say, hey, I've added First King of Shannara to my reading list for the month. So there you have it. That is the end of this tag. Now I have to tag a few people, apparently. I'm going to tag Circe's Booked, Red Fury Books, and David's Book Reviews. And if you want to do this tag, feel free. I'd love to see yours. So that ends this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you are reading more books. I'll talk to you soon.